you the Gom Flames. We have Optimus out. Formerly known as Pult Prime. I actually can't really blame the guy for naming himself Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a Prime tradition. Whoever wins the championship gets that title till another guy does or something like that.
To make our jobs even harder.
Yeah.
We have...
they actually don't care about us.
They don't care about us. You know,
it's a sad thing.
I bake a carrot cake. Nobody eats it.
I would eat a carrot cake. If
That's because you're a vegetarian, man.
Yeah, man.
You're that, like, the neighbors,
That
like,
mean,
you
man?
bake this cake. It's like terrible or something. It's like,
Well, what
we're
kind
gonna
of
have,
cake does...
We're going to have a pot roast. I'm like,
Zelnaga
my
Fortress.
neighbors. Zelnaga Fortress is a good place for these guys to fight it out. I like how they've repaired the watchtower on this.
Yeah, that's
or I
actually
guess
really
broken
smart.
the watchtowers and the map was repaired, but you know what I mean.
I actually I have to say I disagree with the choice of the map and the player for this. I actually look at this and it's a 3-player map. Like, positioning is going to be more important here than anywhere. I think that they haven't really they don't really know Puma that well.
You know they're nerds right now, like disagreeing with you, going crazy.
I know they're going crazy.
And
like,
you know what they need to do?
Just one.
You know what they need to do? They need to stop being UHs, man.
No, it's
unreasonable
actually,
humans, man.
I don't want to go ahead and call them unreasonable. Wait,
there's no time.
Hold on.
Head to head here, another Terran versus Terran. Can Puma, now named Gentleman, close this out? Or will Optimus, formerly known as Pult, make a comeback for the Prime team? We're going to find out here at the GSL Team League based in Seoul, Korea, the mecca of esports. Is that a good one? Is that a good outro? I'm sensitive. Support me. Over here in the upper left, in the orange,
GSTL, gentlemen.
down here in the bottom left,
Optimus Prime win.
All right.
Cybertrucks. Attack.
Autobots.
Is that what Autobots?
Yeah, Autobots.
I actually do not know much Transformers lore.
Didn't you watch the cartoon as a child?
No, there was something weird going on in my childhood. It was like at a weird time that I couldn't.
Oh, really? No, I watched Transformers all the time as a child. And then I saw the movies, unfortunately.
You know, no, the movies. Oh, God.
Here's the saddest thing, though, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this. The preview for the third one, they made the preview so good, I'm going to go see it in the theaters.
Oh, dude, you're such
I'm
a jobber,
I'm a terrible jobber, dude. But the whole preview is just like robots battling in a city and explosions. I'm like, well, I'm a guy. I have to go see it.
I remember watching the Transformers movie, and they're like, the robots are actually sneaking around a suburb.
It was terrible, man.
I was like,
Number 1 and number 2 were like the worst movies.
Is happening? And of course, you just had that one dumb friend. He's like, no, dude, it was good. And I'm like, no, man. Like,
they were pretty bad.
They're like the same guy that you went and saw The Matrix 2 with. They were like, oh, it's better than the first one. And I'm like, no, dude. History will disagree with you as well. You watch.
Unless he becomes dictator of the world.
That's not going to happen.
All right, so both players going one gas openings. Both players, well, actually, Pult with the quicker scout. But let me go ahead and go over this because it's fine. I mean, obviously, Ring King should have been the favored player for that last match, and he played well. And there was a lot of different things that went on there, and Pult right now is showing better results than Marine King, so he should be the guy that is favored, especially after that finals that we saw in the Super Tournament. But I hate the decision to do this. This map where siege tanks are going to be just so powerful, you can divide up the map really quickly. I feel like they're just putting out there like, well, you want a lot of TVTs. You're really good at TVT. Let's put you out. They don't look at Puma and say, what is your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Where are you from? Who are you?
That is a fair analysis.
They don't, and I feel like that is just such a mistake.
Oh, that was almost miss micro there by Puma. I can't even believe he got in there. He actually now knows what's coming for him. And
yeah, in fact, he saw the command center, and there's a Reaper in the way, so basically knows everything. And Stim being researched immediately by Pult. Ooh, that's cool. That's really cool. Notice he did see it. But instant Stim after a Reaper. That is just made of neatness.
Well, looks like he's going to go.
Meat-tude is quite high on that one.
Looks like he's probably going to go. Actually, no, wait, hold that thought. I want to talk about something else for just a second.
Okay.
He might want to actually send the Reaper up in the front because that's where you don't expect the Reaper to go. But if you know a Reaper's coming, the
Yeah.
front is, and look, he's going to do that. That's so smart.
I like it, yeah. Gotta be careful with that Reaper. Reapers do a lot of damage to Marines, but they don't have enough range to kite them. They do kill Hellions 101, though, and there's
Apparently
Hellion.
they kill Hellions 101, man. I remember that game. I'm like, what?
Which doesn't seem right, you know?
No, it doesn't at all.
It's like a Marine killing a Vulture. It's like, what? Well, that one was already damaged.
That one was like actually
And it didn't
listening.
fight.
He was like listening to the cast. He's like, I can kill a Hellion. It's like, no, man, not when you're damaged.
So we are going to see from Puma once again, or Gentleman, Banshees. And in fact, he's getting Cloak this time as well. But I actually like Polt's build against this. I think Polt has a superior build this game as far as builds line up against each other. Not that Cloak Banshee is always better than this build overall, but he started Stim immediately. So the Banshee's going to get there, and he's going to have Stim.
Yeah, he's going to just
And
mow
he's
it
going
down.
to own the Banshees, man. So once again, it looks like the opening is going to go to the Prime Terran.
Little scan here. And, you know, he got a good amount of information there. Generally, if you see the position of the factory and the starport next to each other, you can almost always assume Banshee.
Well, here comes the Banshee Tasteless. What will it be able to get done? There is a command center on the way for Puma, so even if the Banshee doesn't do a lot, he still has some recourse. He's not all in.
As Terrans get better, they're going to realize anytime you see a Reaper build like this, chances of the Marines having stim are a little bit higher.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is actually a really good point. And he's got to be so careful. Not taking a lot of damage yet. Good micro so far on the Banshee. Last game's Banshee wasn't that stellar. Now there's going to be stim as well. He's waiting.
He does
on that
not
stim,
want to
man.
reveal that stim.
Yeah, he's going to wait until the perfect moment. It's actually worth it, sacrifice an SCV or two to get the perfect stim off.
And, you bungled it, man.
He bungled it. Now, he waited for the perfect stim, then he stimmed without getting it. You got to be so careful, and look at that. In comes the Banshee, and in comes some more attacks here. Going to attack that depot up quite a bit.
All right, he's moving in there. He will take the depot out. And this is not a bad idea. He's got to be careful. You know what? Actually, this is great. I mean, he's taking out 2 depots. He's supply blocking this guy. And people don't really value enough how good it is to get rid of a depot.
Yeah, he's in the red now. He's 44 supply against 52, moving his Marines out. He does have stim, but as long as Puma's in the right positions, should be able to hold off any pressure that comes right now. That Banshee has been really good, man.
If I just may, I want to give a shout out to Team 1.
Team 1?
Team 1, they made StarCraft 2.
Oh, that
StarCraft
Team
1. Yeah, man.
Best team in the whole world.
Best team in the whole world. I told him I'd give him a shout out a while ago. I realized I've never done that. I'm so sorry. We love you guys. Make it a great game.
They're probably like, actually, you did.
Because they watch every episode. Yeah. I haven't done it in a while. And, of course, Samwise. Now, going on to this game.
He's very wise.
He is. The wise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know exactly where, as far as contained games are going to go from here. This is kind of a weird map when it does come to contains. You know what I mean? What? I was looking at you. You made a funny face.
I'm
what?
making a funny face because this guy is going to Starport right now.
Oh, take a look at that.
He's going to go for his own closed Banshees as well as a medevac. This is kind of interesting, man. I'm really excited to see how this goes.
You could bully some tanks to destroy him and then stim and go in.
You know, I wonder if he's maybe preparing for the mech style that we saw last game from.
Yeah, that could be as well.
Because if you're going to go Marines to stop any Vikings and the cloaked Banshees, it's going to be pretty hard to actually do a lot with mech early on. So, ooh. Stim only halfway done for Puma. This drop could be quite deadly. Quite deadly indeed. Uh-oh. But there is a tank with Siege in here. That's definitely going to help a lot. He does have 2 medevacs of his own. He's got to let... Oh, man, that Siege tank making all the difference in the world.
Oh, my God. That was huge.
Repels it.
Here comes the Banshee. Almost in range of the turret. He's got to be careful there. And that is actually
it's a
very nice
Banshee.
by Puma.
Even though it's got only 7 kills, that Banshee has been worth so much.
Oh my God, if he gets this before Stim finishes.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
no, run. What are you doing?
You know, actually, the score right now is 3-1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually why they put Polt out. I'm thinking more and more.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, they still shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying, he can win every GSL, man. I mean, put out someone that can kill Puma. Because look how well Puma's doing, man. 102 supply to 78. Game's not over. Don't worry, I'm just kidding around a little bit.
All right. He's going to park the Banshee back there, let it regain some energy. And, you know, I'm starting to feel a little bit bad here. Optimus is not having any success.
No, he's not. Right now,
with any attack he's doing, some of the stuff, there's no way he'd even be able to know. Uh-oh.
And, well, this might almost. And a nice drop by Puma at the same time, but there are enough units here to repel it. Oops. That's not going to end up doing anything.
Well, that could not have been more owned just there.
Mm-hmm. Little stalemate in the middle there.
Well, he does know about the double starport, so he's like, all right, a little bit of a weird style going on here. I gotta be ready. And he's just gonna stim, mow down the siege tanks, get that one, then probably go right for the other one.
Ouch, and that is painful. Polt cannot be happy about that. He's at 73 supply to 102. Megatron is closing in for the kill.
I was about to say that, dude.
Were you?
I was actually about to say that's crazy.
We're an Archon, man.
We are, man. Same brain.
Connected through thoughts.
But right now, I mean, he is Megatroning hard. Oh, dude, this is actually so
that's like an impossible
bad.
thing to break. How do you break that?
Well,
with what he has, no, you don't. You just don't break it. It doesn't get broken.
This is really, that's actually all of his production facilities. He's going to try to go around.
He might just counterattack. And
that might be Marine King in the booth.
I don't think he can even counterattack at this point. I think there's probably just too much.
I don't think he can. Well, if he actually gets rid of these small number of Marines, he can take out the Banshees, but that's going to be pretty tough. I can only imagine how focused he actually is on this small number of Marines.
And he's going for the counterattack.
Counterattack. Uh-oh.
And not nearly enough.
Look at that six split, dude.
Spreading right out, taking everything out for Polt.
He's actually just like dancing.
GG. TSL takes out Prime Puma with his 6 StarCraft 1 Terran vs. Terran skills, being the hero of today. No doubt about that.
Wow. Goodbye, Optimus. Wow, I did not expect the results to be like this today, and look at our champ. Owning it up. He didn't even have to bring out Clyde to destroy everybody.
Thank God for that.
Thank God.
We didn't have to have him
We might have been accidentally destroyed in that too. Just kills the commentators, killing the cameraman. He's like, I can't stop filming. It's so much owning. Man, well, you know, it was these two gentlemen that we just got a shot of there. The Prime team, I think, is sort of in shock, you know, from actually losing like that. I mean, especially their heavyweights, Marine King and Optimus, formerly known as Polt, sort of just not very effective, you know?
Yeah. You see a very unhappy Marine King there. Very, very unhappy indeed.
Why is most of the GSL watching Marine King in an unhappy state? I just want to point this out. It's always like, oh, Marine King lost, and he got so far.
What can you say, man?
Well, Prime has stayed consistent with their team league results.
That's very true, unfortunately, for them.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to go back to the drawing board as to who they use. You don't. A lot of teams do this. They're just like, well, this guy's the best in practice. He has the best results.
We'll send out the fourth best first, the third best second. It's like,
it's not the way to do it.
I don't feel like they really, to be honest, they might have even wanted to put out somebody like Polt like first or Optimus first.
You have to have sniping strategies. You have to think what your opponents are going to do. You have to think what your opponent's strengths are. You want to play to their weaknesses, not to your own player's strengths.
Sending Gentleman out, Puma out, that made a lot of sense. I mean, that in the second spot, it worked out perfectly. And if it didn't, then they had.
Well, he's a player that's not too good under pressure. No real pressure in the second spot. You're fine.
No, I mean, by the time he's up against Optimus, he's like, man, I've already done my part for the
more
team.
Than enough, yeah.
You know, I'll just play my best, no pressure.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us here today.
Yeah.
It's been a treat.
It has.
I'm so glad to be back. It's going to be back. We got a lot of work to do.
Here we are.
We actually have a lot of work to do now that we're back.
We do.
casting. We got to work on a shirt site. Not just stopping at that Pirate Bird shirt Artosis. I'm coming over, waking you up early tomorrow morning.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm so tired, man.
I
We
know.
got in this morning. And Tasis had to go cast another job.
Yeah, dude. I was
You've been
recast.
casting all day.
I got off a plane from Cambodia, and I have 7 in the morning. I've been casting all day, man.
벌써 2주차로 접어든
Gonna have an interview now.
디비전 오늘 경기의 승리는요. CSL 팀이 가져갔습니다. CSL 팀의 이훈재 감독과 MVP로 선정된 이호준 선수 만나볼게요. 네, 먼저 이훈재 감독님 정말 축하드립니다. 네, 지난번에 GSTL
MVP is
페브루아리 때
gentleman.
프라임 팀 한번 이긴 적이 있잖아요. 또 그때에 이어서 오늘 다시 한번 승리했는데 승리 소감 한 말씀 해주시죠.
일단 승리란 건 참 기분이 참 좋은 것 같고요. 선수들이 너무 잘해서
Coach is very happy that he won.
뭐 벤치에서도 많이 응원했고
He's very proud of his players.
가장 큰 공을 돌리고 싶습니다.
네. 그리고 오늘 MVP로 선정된 이호준 선수 오늘 무려 3킬을 기록하셨는데요. 네, MVP로 선정된 소감이 어떠신지 한 말씀 해주시죠.
GSTL 첫 경기 첫 단추를 제 손으로 승리를 지어서 기분이 좋아요.
네, 사실 4세트에서 5세트에서 만났던
He says
선수들이
it's
굉장히
his first time playing in GSTL, even though it's not, and he's very happy that he won 3 games.
긴장했을 때 긴장 같은 거 하지 않으셨는지요?
약간
I guess he means
조금은
this season.
그냥 긴장도 조금 하고 기분은 조금 들떠 있었어요.
들떠 있었는데 또 승리를 하시고 대단하신데요. 앞으로 좋은
He's a little bit
성적
nervous, as we can see.
네, 마지막으로
During this
감독님께
interview.
물어볼게요. 앞으로
So he's got those red
페넌트
ears.
레이스 쭉
Very shy
이어가고요.
guy.
뭐 슬레이어스 팀도
But a
있고
gentleman.
OGS 팀도 있고 굉장히 강팀과의 대결이 남아 있잖아요. 앞으로의 각오 한마디 해주시죠.
저희가 지금 인원이 적기 때문에 걱정들을 많이 하시는 분들이 계신데요. 조만간 선수도 보충이 이루어질 거고 지금 있는 7명 선수들이 너무나 자기 위치에서 각자 너무나 잘해주기 때문에
They are planning on recruiting more players.
계속 좋은 모습을
And,
보여줄 거로 저는 확신합니다.
They're excited about that.
알겠습니다. 지켜보겠습니다. 네, 지금까지 TS 팀과 인터뷰를 진행을 했고요. 정말 기분 좋은 출발이었습니다. 이은한 캐스터 나와주시죠.
Well, there you have it. Thank you again for joining us today, and we'll be casting a lot more for you guys in the future. Yes, it has been it was a good trip with you, Artosis.
It was
little vacation.
a wonderful trip with yourself, Tasis. I'm very happy with the results.
I've been casting all day, dude.
You need to go.
I've been redoing the old GSL stuff for
I need to go home and
TV.
eat.
So it goes out to Indonesia and Thailand and stuff. You haven't eaten all day?
I haven't eaten all day.
I got half of a Subway sandwich, but it's got meat in it.
So I can't have
So
any.
you can't have that.
You probably
you're a
would have shared
vegetarian.
anyways. You're selfish.
You're selfish and bad. Jeez, Artosis. All right, here is our results. As you can see, 2-man army, Killer, a.k.a. Songho.
Yeah. And gentlemen.
Today is just the day of AKAs. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, man. These Eastro kids, man, from Starcraft 1, they're just like, hey, let's dye our hair and change our names.
I know, man. It's like
No
nobody.
imagey.
No, man. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, Boom Boom got a win for Prime, so he's going to feel like he did his part. Probably look at his teammates with the dirt in his glare.
Yeah, I mean, he was the only one that had any success here. And, most of that success had to do with just managing to get Zerglings by probes and cannons.
Yeah, that was a big part of it, wasn't it?
That was actually almost all of it, Artosis. So, oh, looky.
Looks like we have a
FX against ZeNEX and the artist
ZeNEX.
formerly known as Prince against Boyu. What is that tag?
It says MVP, but I'm not sure. Oh, that's NS Hoso.
That's NS Hoso. Okay. All right, new image. I was like, I don't know.
Oh, that makes sense. Look at that. That letter is like all those letters in one kind of.
Ooh, yeah, it is.
It's one of those letters that cost like $10,000 to make.
Yeah, man. As you can see, guys, for a bracketed event,
Code A.
this will be tomorrow afternoon.
We're going to have Sheth playing against Puzzle. Puzzle is a great player, so that's going to be an amazing match. Also, Tails against Bonbons, a.k.a. Bonbons.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Yeah, it is.
Life is good.
Life's really good. It's
Life's
good to
good.
be back in Seoul, man. I miss Seoul.
Yeah, man.
Miss
Korea's my home.
pets and my GF and the GSL and playing StarCraft and watching StarCraft because I didn't get to do any of that.
Oh, man. But it was good to get out and go about and stuff. Again, feel free to add us on Twitter. Call me Tasteless Artosis. Definitely add GOMTV's Twitter. That's important. That way you can get updates on what's going on.
Give you
and
little
stuff.
previews and warn you that it's coming
Yeah.
out.
So definitely
It's
do
on-point
that.
stuff.
And I mean, it's good to be back. Good to be casting. I'm gonna go home and take a little nip nap.
I think at that time of the night, it's
Actually, it's just actually sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're
I'm
wrong,
human.
dude.
I make mistakes.
Well, I don't want to
gonna
be
sleep.
a UH.
No, you don't be a UH, dude.
So
don't be,
it's
don't
okay
be
to have a mistake.
All right, that does it. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back for many more GSLs to come. I'm Tasis. For my co-host Artosis, I'll see you guys at the next GSL.